All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Daban is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, I'm going to do a response unto this video here that was put up by Redacted. And the name of the video is called A Microchip in Your Hand, Sweden's Digital ID Microchip Experiment 10 years later. Now, of course, if you've been watching the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the brothers of Great Millstone, you know all about the MOTB, okay? And if you've been around long enough, you know that the apostles spoke about how over in Sweden, they were receiving the microchip, okay, to get inside the Baja Club, I believe. I could be mistaken, but I think it was the Baja Club or something like that, where in order to enter that club, you had to have a microchip, right? And so now, 10 years later, man, this is coming more of a reality, okay? It's just not for clubs anymore, right? This is starting to expand onto, grocery stores, getting access to homes, access to certain places, okay? Storing your identity inside these microchips. Because ultimately, according to the scriptures, this is the MOTB, man, all right? That will be used and forced upon the world. Now, before I continue to ramble on, I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then I give my 2 cents afterward, man. But this is just more prophecy playing out before your eyes. And this thing is at the door, okay? While the world is distracted by the NBA playoffs and whatever else is going on out here, man, prophecy is manifesting itself more and more. Whether you see it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you believe it or not, it's happening, okay, in real time. You see what's going on in the world globally, right? With America and the small hats going against Iran, and how the Strait of Hormuz being closed is raising all kind of hell across countries, right? This is serious, man. And they're saying within the next 6 months, you're going to see a great change here in America, right? Economically, okay? With inflation, rations, possibly gas prices through the roof. I mean, gas is already crazy, okay? It's at $4 right now, right? It's at $4, man. So the future isn't looking too bright for this world, right? For this place. And these devils got his MOTB in the cut, waiting to manifest it like no other, man, right? When they collapse this economy and have the people, the world, begging for a solution, they're going to pull it out, okay? And say, look, this is the only way out of this situation. This is the new system way that we have to follow. Because the old way has died, has gone, has been reset, okay? And this MOTB will be a part of the global reset. But here we go, right? Make sure we go back. Here we go.
Well, a few years ago here on Redacted, we covered Sweden's bizarre microchip implanting story and their plan, which would have everyday citizens opting to have microchips implanted right into their bodies, right into their hands, the RFID or near field communications chips, or NFC, basically the size of a grain of rice. And thousands of Swedes took the plunge. And since this story first published, many more thousands have taken the plunge. The idea is that the chips would speed up your users' daily life, make their lives more convenient, access their homes, office, gyms, just swipe it right on your door or keypad and you're right in there. Here is one of the individuals lining up to get one of the chip implants and just being able to get it poked right in the hands. Now, when the program started, the demand was off the charts. There were waiting lists. Companies could insert these things. They couldn't insert these things fast enough. And then shortly after it won high praise from the World Economic Forum.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to track people and they let you.
Exactly.
That's on them.
So World Economic Forum is like, hey, this is great. And if you read the article, the World Economic Forum piece on this, they even point out that's no big deal. It's just like a simple, like a slight sting in when you get it. No big deal.
Imagine telling our youngest who hates shots.
Yeah.
That you're just going to get this chip forever. It's only going to hurt for a little bit.
And we'll be able to track everything that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flash forward to 2026, and now these and where are things at with this program? We wanted to check in on this program, see how it's being floated for digital IDs, digital currency, how it's competing with the incredibly popular bank ID system in Sweden. It's very, very popular. It's almost at 100% usage, the bank ID system in Sweden, 100%, up to 8.7 million users now across the country. It's basically their dominant digital ID system. So is there a marriage between like implanting yourself with these chips and using the country's digital ID system? Forget cash, forget everything. It's all digital now, and all they want to do is track you. Well, today we're thrilled to
right. And with the building of all these data centers that you're seeing around the country, this will all tie into that. Okay, there are a little bit over 300 plus million Americans. Okay, that's a lot of data to store, man. They need those data centers up and running. And if you've been paying attention to the news about these data centers, man, these things are being built rapidly, bro. Like all across the country, especially out here in Texas, right? You got the Stargate plan going on out here in Texas. They're moving quickly. So they need these things to collect all the data. Right? They got data centers all across the world. This thing is here, bro. It's just only a matter of time. A few more events, a few more situations, a few more things go bad. They're going to pull it out. Okay? And yes, they're going to track you, trace you, control you, every damn thing. Right? As we've been telling you through the spirit of how about Shimao, man. And you camps out there who are still spewing lies about the MOTB, you got a lot of questions to answer, man, from your congregation, that is, because they're trusting your word. They're trusting your exegesis of the scriptures. And you're telling them, hey, don't worry about no microchip, it's Christianity, it's the white man. It's the white woman, whatever you niggas, bruh. Hey, look, man. If you can't think for yourself, right? If you can't think for yourself, man, you are a zombie. Okay, you're lost. You gotta put 2 and 2 together, bro. What's happening in the world? What is Esau pushing? And you still got brothers and sisters out there who are completely lost and confused about the MOTB. But hey, your blood be up on your own head, man. But this is what's coming, all right? Ain't no stopping it. It's in the scriptures. It's going to come to pass. Just like slavery did, okay? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. That came to pass. We got documented history on it. It happened. We're here. We are a result of that. Okay? That MOTB is in the scriptures. That's going to come to pass. And it's coming to pass, right? This is a serious thing, man. And so you brothers and sisters out there, you got to understand what you're dealing with, what the scripture is saying, bro. But hey, ultimately the Most High is in control of what you believe, what you see, what you don't see. So whatever, bro, you know, but this thing is plain and clear, right? Here we go.
To have Maria Z joining us today to talk all about this from Z Media, and who's been watching, of course, she has very keen insights into watching how all of this tracking across these countries around Europe, through Australia, the United States, are unfolding, and watching this legislation that's been moving. Great to see you, Maria. Welcome back to the show.
Great. You both again. Thank you so much for inviting me. These particular chips, I will say from the outset, I'm not that worried about the microchips, and I'll explain why. The uptake, yes, there were a few thousand people that rushed to do it in the beginning, but I think that pretty much after 2018, that slowed down a lot. There was the initial rush of, a few thousand that said, yeah, this is great, and we're probably paid to do it. But it's not something that's widely popular at this stage. What I'm more concerned about, truthfully, is an admission from MIT that happened in November of 2025. So a publication from MIT News actually reads, quote, "New therapeutic brain implants could defy the need for surgery." Now, I'll read you a couple of quotes from this article. It is extremely alarming. MIT researchers developed microscopic wireless bioelectronics that could travel through the body's circulatory system and autonomously self-implant in a target region of the brain where they could provide, quote unquote, focused treatment, because it's about treating Alzheimer's and things of this nature, right? Not covert operations, everyone. In a study on mice, the researchers show that after injection, these minuscule implants can identify and travel to a specific brain region without the need for human guidance. Once there, they can be wirelessly powered to provide electrical stimulation to the precise area. So a couple of things here. We're talking about self-assembling nanotechnology that can form brain implants that is, one, done through injection, so vaccines, and two, does not need any human intervention once it's been administered through the quote-unquote vaccine. Now, we know, Clayton, that this is happening through geoengineering. Smart dust has been happening for a very, very long time, and we know that they can administer various types of nanotechnology that can be self-replicating, self-programming through vaccines and other medicines, and also potentially through our food. I'm actually far more concerned about the covert applications of this type of technology than I am about people going and implanting themselves. I dare say there could be quite a few people walking around with chips already inside of them without knowing it's actually there.
Wait, what is smart dust that you mentioned?
Smart dust, they've been geoengineering for a very, very long time. As you both know, smart dust is essentially programmable dust. This is something that is not detected through the human eye. People talk about how it forms structures even on their walls. I mean, there's a lot of anecdotal information about what smart dust has achieved. But basically, when you're talking about the various chemicals that they're spraying, and that also, by the way, includes graphene, Dane Wigington has done independent testing of soil and air and things of this nature, and found graphene immediately present after geoengineering has occurred. When you look at what they refer to when it comes to graphene, they say that it's essentially a miracle component that they have started using in medicine. And you'd recall Albert Bourla talking about how, in the future, we're going to have these pills that people can take, and they'll tell us whether the person's taken it, what it's doing inside of their bodies. That, of course, is achieved through graphene because it is highly conductive. It is able to send a message back to them. And it's no secret. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Albert Bourla himself has spoken about their ability to do this. There's been a lot of talk back and forward as to whether they can achieve this through geoengineering or vaccines or things of this nature. Their literature absolutely says that it can, and these studies go back decades.
Yeah, here's just an example of some of the graphene oxide being manipulated using different frequencies. So this is...
Yeah, now real quick, the MOTB is not smart dust, okay? Or whatever kind of dust they're talking about. Bro, who knows? Who knows what the hell we're breathing in and encountering in Esau society, man, right? A society ran by the wicked. We don't know what the hell we're breathing in, okay? But that MOTB is going to be something that Esau will force on the people, but you're going to have to make a decision to either take it or not, okay? That's what it boiled down to. You're going to have to make a decision and say, yes, I want to take this, or no, right? And trust in the Most High. Here we go.
This is exactly what, individuals like Dane Wigington have been talking about, David Icke, the manipulation of graphene oxide that's in our bodies, these nanoparticles that can be manipulated and moved. So I think you're right. I think you're hitting on something, because when you look at just the thousands of people that have willingly put these microchips in their hands, that's a small percentage. But so many people have this in their bodies because of, geoengineering, because of what they're spraying in our skies, and because of these COVID jabs.
Dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens to me? You'll never guess.
Yes, let me give you some really shocking information. You may know about this. A lot of people don't, actually. So I spoke to Nick Holscher a little while ago, prominent epidemiologist, after I learned about what MIT had admitted here, and asked him whether it was possible that they already covertly did this through the COVID injections. He said, definitely possible. There is some evidence to suggest that they did. But there is another very, very important puzzle piece here, and it comes to us from Bar Ilan University, that's BARILAN University in Israel. And their chief scientist, Ido Bachelet, was actually presenting a TED talk all the way back in 2013. And he basically said at that time, we can implant, he said that we can implant hundreds of billions, or 1,000 billion, I think he said, nanorobots into a vaccine. He proudly held up a vaccine during that TED talk. I've done a whole expose on this. He then said in his presentation that people can, they can ensure that they don't, quote unquote, lose control of the nanorobots after they've been injected into people. He stated that the controller is connected to the internet, and I quote, like an Xbox. He then said that the controller actually links these nanobots to the network, that they have an IP address, and that they can be accessed remotely. He bragged about how they can control these nanobots, like with a joystick, to release payloads into humans. This TED talk happened in 2013. Now, here's the kicker. In 2015, Pfizer announced their partnership with Ido Bachelet of Bar Ilan University, who already had this tech. So my point is that while I, of course, am concerned about people willingly implanting themselves, and I do believe free will plays a part in the control of the technocrats, I am very concerned about what covert operations and covert applications have on, I'm concerned about those impacts on the population. And you only need to look at something like Bill Gates' patent 060606. Yes, that's real. Everyone, please go and look up patent 060606. And you will see that the plan is to actually be able to mine cryptocurrency with your body's data. Well, how would they do that? They need some sort of sensors, conductors inside of us, feeding information back to the data centers through quantum technology. And by the way, Bill Gates is also developing the quantum dot microneedle patch. We can talk about that. Which is real-time data being sent to the powers that be of everything that's going on inside of your body at any given time. And also, of course, your ability to bank, aka mine cryptocurrency, with your body's data, which will tell the powers that be if you are being compliant or not.
I mean, this is a transhumanist agenda.
Yeah,
How far?
This shit is crazy, okay? Who knows what kind of dark technology, wicked, evil technology Esau got, bro? But one thing we do know and understand is that he's coming with that chip, okay? No doubt about it. All the other extra stuff, whatever. We worrying about that MOTB, man, okay? Which is going to tie you into this new system. Without it, you won't be able to function. so to speak, in society like you're doing right now. Going to work, going to the grocery stores, going to the hospital, your kid going to school, whatever, you know. It's going to be different, man. And this thing is coming in our time. Okay, as you can see, it's coming in our time, man. Ain't no freaking 40, 50 years down the road. No, this is coming very soon. And everything that we're seeing happening in the world right now is leading directly to that. Okay? Directly to it, bro. If you can see it. Now I end here with this precept. I made this too much longer. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 21. It says, again, a message came to me from the Lord Yahweh. Son of man, you've heard that proverb they quote in Israel. Time passes and prophecies come to nothing. And that's the mindset here, right? Ain't nothing gonna happen. Y'all been saying that. It's June. Ain't no microchip. It's June. Right? Jake and the truth. Jake got the truth, so to speak, you know? Lord ain't coming back. Ain't no World War III. Ain't this, ain't that. Y'all lying. It says, tell the people, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now, give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. And this is where we're at, bro. We're at that time where these scriptures going to be fulfilled, okay? No matter how uncomfortable it makes us. It's going to come to pass, okay? The Civil War, the famine, all the players the Most High got prepared, bro. All right? Food rationings. It's going to be crazy out here, right? And the Most High is going to make sure that these things come to pass. It says, there will be no more false visions and flattering predictions in Israel. For I am the Lord Yahweh. If I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays, you rebels of Israel. I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your own lifetime. I, the sovereign Lord Yahweh, have spoken. The Most High gonna get the rebels among Jake, man. You hood Jakes, right? You Jakes out there who are just doing the most. Especially you ones who keep getting on TikTok and scoffing against the truth, man. I do not understand you Jakes who do that. And then you even go so far to try to save your enemy who is oppressing you. That's a different kind of mental illness, bro. That's a different kind of damn homeborn slave mindset. Jake is crazy as hell, man. And the more you look at Jake's behavior, you see why the Most High put Jake in captivity, bro. Bro, you see why the Lord did this to Jake, bro? The more you watch Jake and look at what Jake is doing, bro, how they behave. This is why the Lord did this to her, bro. Jake can't be this, bro. Jake cannot be this bugged out, this foolish, but that's it. Jake is crazy as hell, bro. Listen to their argument. Listen to their so-called talking points. These people are crazy, bro. And they continue to scoff, continue to mock. And this is why the Most High allowed Esau to make nothing of us. Okay? you get mad about slavery and what Jake endured, man. Okay? But then you look at Jake's behavior and like, bro, that's why the Most High did that to us, bro. Jake is crazy, dog. Earlier today, I was watching, these Jakes from the 80s who was selling, heroin and, crack and cocaine, all this stuff. They were bragging about it, how they was, unaliving other Jakes. Pretty much, man, destroying the community. And they're pretty much getting praise, being eulogized for pretty much destroying their own communities. But that's what Jake do. Jake praise and they glorify all the wrong things. Okay? And this is why the Lord allowed Esau to do this to Jake, man. All right? It's crazy, bro. But anyway, let me finish out Ezekiel. It says, then this message came to me from the Lord. Son of man, the people of Israel are saying, he's talking about the distant future. His visions won't come true for a long, long time. I remember my old friend back in the world, all right, when I first got into the truth, he was talking to me, and I was telling him, I'm like, look, man, the Most High gonna destroy this place, right? America's gonna fall. And he told me, I quote, he said, oh, America ain't falling until 2088. 2088, right? No, he said 2080. I'm sorry. Same thing, but he said 2088, right? With the same thing, 2088, right? I was like, yeah, this guy bugged out. Keep on thinking that you got time here, bro. Okay? Keep thinking that. Keep thinking this stuff just continue to be how it is. Bro, the Most High can change the world overnight. With one major event, the Most High can change this world overnight, bro. And make everything move quickly. You Jakes are playing a dangerous game, bro. Right? It says, therefore tell them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. No more delay. I will now do everything I have threatened. I, the sovereign Yahweh, have spoken. So this MOTB, man, this is the Lord thing. All right. He's just using Esau to do it. But this is coming, bro. And it's coming fast. Okay. It's coming fast, man. Life as we know it is going to change drastically. It's going to get very uncomfortable. It's going to be very trying, right? It's going to be a test, as Yahweh Shai said in Revelation 3. But if we endure to the end, if we persevere, as it says, he will keep us from that temptation, right? Because we're all going to be tempted. Brothers got kids. Sisters got kids. You got brothers and sisters, you got family. The MOTB come, people going to start moving different, man. Family member that you love, or that you like a lot, going to take it, MOTB in their hand. They ain't waiting, a day or two. No, they're going to get it right away, right? Maybe even your woman. Anything can happen, bro. It's going to be trying, but just make sure you don't get it, right? So with that, I'll close out, bro. Pray that was edifying. If you want, you can go out, go back and finish and finish up this video, okay, here on Redacted page. The Lord wouldn't lose edifying, bro. Keep your eyes out on prophecy, man. All praise How by Shemel Shai. Shalom.